Hey everybody, welcome to our Trending Thursday live stream here on YouTube. My name is Glenn Tompkins, Senior Instructor here at VectorVest. This is now our official real live stream on the live stream channel because last week it was recorded because I had to go out of town. If you can hear me, by all means, please respond in the positive, in the, what do I normally say? No, in the affirmative. Do you not listen to what I say half the times? OMG. Riding side saddle with me is Joey. Joey right now, I'm not happy with him. All right, so you're supposed to know what I'm supposed to say. Say hi, Joey.
Hi, Joey.
All right. If you can hear me, please type in VV Nation. It'd be awesome. Just let me know that I'm coming across loud and clear. And for everyone who was here for the recorded Trending Thursday last week, thank you for supporting the channel. I'm still trying to help this channel to grow. This is our new stream channel, and that's because you guys have made it so that we needed a second channel. So VV Nation, my hat's off to you. I want to say thank you for doing that for us. And I need you, you know something, share this channel with people, get them to subscribe to the channel, at least to come and take a look. So I see the VV Nations, and who was the person that just sent me something? David C. David Coin. Are you here? I don't know. Who was it? Yeah, David Coin. Dave Coin, are you here? I got an awesome package today from David Coin. It was, wow, gave me goosebumps. It was an awesome package, and I want to say thank you. Thank you very much for sending that to me. Man, VV Nation, you guys are amazing. And it was sent to me as a gift to say thank you for helping you out in the stock market. And it ain't me. It's the software. It's not me. It's the software. But I want to say thank you to everyone out there who supports VV Nation. What do we do here? We talk about what stocks are making the news. We use the VectorVest system to take a look at them. We analyze the stories, and you guys have the opportunity to make up your mind. But we are looking at stuff that is trending in the market, give you some ideas on stuff that's moving that you may possibly want to take advantage of. Some of it you may not, and that's fine. That's fine. My job is not to sell you on anything. I don't want to sell you on any stock. I just want you to be able to make your own decisions. All right. So John says, some of us like you, Joey. Oh, look at that, Joey. I like him. I just, sometimes I just, that's what it, and then afterwards, I want to lift him up and give him a hug. After that, I want to lift him up and give him a hug. He is somebody who I totally respect. All right. So, with everything that's going on in the news, let's talk about what's going on in the market. So what are people worried about? People are still worried about inflation. I've talked about on our daily color guard report in the software that the central bank says that it's okay. They've got tools to help. The Fed has said that it's okay. They've got tools to help. But when the market is running high and prices are going up, and this is something that I'm going to stick to, one of two things is going to happen. We're going to either have to raise interest rates to slow the economy down, or two, if prices get way too far out of hand, people are going to stop buying stuff because it's going to be too expensive. And they're going to only stick to the stuff that they've got to have. They won't spend as much money on the stuff that they want. Now, on the other side of that, people who are still on unemployment are still getting unemployment extra benefits. That's soon going to stop, and other states around the United States have already stopped that. That's where the rubber's going to meet the road, and a lot of these job openings that are all over the place will start getting filled. Because if you're not getting the money on unemployment, what are you going to have to do? You're going to have to find jobs. So watch the job market. I think that the job market is going to have to pick up. People are going to have to start going back to work, and we'll see how that plays out. And if more people go back to work, that's a good thing. Where's my stories, Joe? Where's my internet? What did you do? Where's it at? Oh. Sigh. All right, let's get into our first story. and it's talking about inflation. Inflation is transitory until it hits the jobs market. So the Federal Reserve has repeatedly called the current surge in inflation transitory. This is due to much of the inflation being felt in commodities and logistics, things impacted by massive stimulus and reopening. Who did that? Why did you do that, Joey? All right, so massive stimulus and reopening, that's things that will drive prices higher because more the demand to want to go out and do things and buy things is going to be there. We are starting to see signs of wage inflation, which tends to be much more sticky. A perfect storm of factors is coming together that may bring sustained wage inflation next year. All right, so that's going to be a term that you're going to have to keep your eyes on. I will keep my eyes on it, and as I get more stories on wage inflation, we'll take a look. But when you say wage inflation, the first thing that comes to my mind is that more companies are going to have to start raising wages in order to get people to work for them. You know, I've seen a couple of, McDonald's is paying a $500 signing bonus to go to work. I was passing by Taco Bell today, and Taco Bell says we're having a hiring party. I think that there's a lot of creative ways of trying to get people to take the jobs that are out there, and there's a lot of them out there. So we'll keep that. S&P 500 Dow rise after jobless claims improves more than expected. And there's my next story. All right, U.S. unemployment insurance claims fall to a fresh pandemic low. Applications for U.S. state employment insurance fell for a fourth consecutive week as more Americans get vaccinated and businesses reopen to eager customers. So the inflation thing is there, but maybe as more people start to get more involved in the job market, that was my first story, right? The first story says the inflation is transitory until it hits the jobs market, until the people who are working feel it. Well, what about all of us that have been working that are not on unemployment? I'm feeling it. Joey, are you feeling inflation in your pocket? So I don't feel the transitory statement, and I could be wrong. Remember, I'm not an economist, and in any shape, form, or fashion, I'm not an economist, but I'm just looking at what I see, what I feel as an individual, and what many of you feel as an individual as well. William, refresh your screen. All right, if your screen ever looks blurry, all you need to do is refresh your screen or change the resolution, and I think that use the gear icon below to change your resolution. That should fix it as well. Oh, really, Joey? So man, Joey had a big old sandwich, and now I'm hearing it. Wow. All right. So those are my two stories on the market. And understand, for those of you who may be new, what moves the markets? And everybody should know this. What moves markets globally? Earnings, interest, and inflation. All right. We know that companies, for the most part, in this earnings season are hitting their earnings estimate or beating them, and most companies are beating their revenues. As long as that happens, folks, we're going to be in a bull market. What else? Inflation. Inflation is an issue, but the Fed says that they're willing to let inflation run a little hot because they don't want to hamper the economy right now. And the last thing is interest rates. Interest rates right now, the Fed says that they're going to keep it at the levels that they are until next year. I still think personally that they're going to need to raise interest rates a little faster to stave off this hot economy. I don't know how hot this economy can get before the Fed says, whoo, we got to do something. Because right now, the market or the economy is just rock and rolling. Now, I am looking, GDP was supposed to come out today. I didn't see a number on GDP. Somebody backed me up on that. I put that in the Daily Color Guard report last night that GDP was supposed to come out at 8:30. I didn't see it. Can somebody help a brother out on that? Did GDP come out? And if it did, was it good, bad, or indifferent, or is it coming out? I don't know. If someone can help me out on that, that's just interesting. All right, so those are the things that move economies globally. Let's go into the system. Let's go into the software. No, that's not what I wanted. I wanted my watch list of stocks that I'm looking at today. There we go. Go to the viewers tab. Go to my watch list viewer. My screen is fine. What kind of sandwich did Joey have? What kind of sandwich did you have today? Oh, huh? He had a turkey sandwich from Jersey Mike's. That was a good report. So Drew said it was a good report? No. 6.4, if I remember, GDP went up to 6.4? Are you kidding me? The last thing it was, wasn't it the last time it was at 2? Did GDP go up to 6.4? Holy smokes. Whoa, that's a much bigger jump. Holy smokes, GDP was at 6.4? Whoa, that's like super good for the market. Holy smokes. All right, what does that tell me? That the economy is growing. Wow. That was, I hit that a couple of times. Whew. That's a beautiful number for GDP. The economy is growing. So you can understand why the Fed doesn't want to stop the market from going. That's right. Good googly muggly. There you go, Mike. That's a good googly muggly. So that's huge. That is huge. And that's a big number, and that's a good thing. So let's go look at what we look for when tracking the market. Let's go find, where's my trending Thursday? Trending Thursday. Let's go find today. Was that the bottom? No. 5, 27, 21. There it is. So here's my stocks for today. Europe is cutting off drilling, says Bill. That was announced a couple of weeks ago. The 6.4 wasn't amount. We had GDP report come out today. I thought we had a GDP report come out today. So, all right. I got a lot of stocks to take a look at today, but let's start off with the two that I look at for the market. The VVC, if you're a VectorVest subscriber, and if you're not, the S&P 500, the SPY. Let's go see. So good number came out with GDP. Let's go put this on a 3-month graph. There's the market, folks. And I've got a 20-day EMA on the market. Looking at the market, nicely coming off a level of support, breaking above, broke up through 2 levels of resistance. Here, sitting at 64.91, and here, sitting at a level of 65.46. Moving higher, broke through that level today, moving higher. I've got an all-time high on the VectorVest composite sitting at 66.50. Right now, we're at 65.62. Look at the volume today. Look at the relative timing. The short-term price trend in the market is now above right at the value of 1. I would love to see if it can get higher than that to show that the market is truly in a uptrend. Yes, GDP was 527. All right, so I thought it was because Ken says that it was announced a couple of weeks ago. I thought that the GDP was announced today. Thank you for that, Mike. Canada 6.5 in the first 3 months. Man, markets are just running. Economicity. Oh gosh, I can't even read that, John. I got to be able to read it in order to call it a Glenism. I got to be able. Economicosity. Oh, there it is. Economicosity. That's a Glenism for reading the GDP report. There you go. Thank you for that, John. Forming a rising wedge. Let's go see. The wedge is always a consolidation. Let's go draw a freehand line. Let's connect these lows. And let's connect these highs. No, we broke out of that wedge. All right, how about, who said that? Ken. We broke out of the wedge. So that would have been the wedge right there. There's the lower highs. Here's the higher lows. We broke out of the wedge already. So I'm not going to call it a wedge right now. We broke out of the wedge, and we broke above the 20-day exponential moving average on good volume today for the last couple of days above the average volume. The market looks good. Remember how many of you saw the video that I put out a few weeks ago talking about the market crash, that there really wasn't a market crash? Everybody was back here. Everybody was talking about a market crash. I put a video out that said that I didn't think it was, and so far it's coming to fruition. How many of you look at some of the other content that we have on our other YouTube channel? Type a me in the room. How many of you look at some of the other content that we have on our other YouTube channel? So I'm just curious to know. There you go, Mike. So I got a couple of people, but I put out a video and said that I didn't think the market was in a bubble, that it was in a crash. And look at that. And that's not what I said. That is what the software said. And that's the beauty of having you guys here to show to you and showcase the power of the VectorVest system and what it can do for you. All right, let's go look at the S&P 500 for those of you who are not subscribers. S&P 500 is doing a little bit of a It's sitting in a little bit of a channel, but clearly above the 20-day exponential moving average, has a level of resistance on the S&P sitting at 422, a level of support sitting at 411. So an $11 channel, even though it broke down below, it's an $11 channel right now, but above the average, the 20-day moving average. But look at this. On the S&P 500, volume is falling. Why is volume falling? It makes sense because the S&P is in a channel. That makes sense. All right, so thanks for the mug, guys. Bill, did we give you a mug? Glenn, hope graduation went well. I felt like I'm getting whipsawed. Wonder if you can offer some tips on how to limit losses on tops and better entries on the bottom of a red and green signal. So, Jay, one, no matter what the market's conditions are, bullish, bearish, or in a channel, always put stops that are congruent. That's my word of the day. Can you spell it, Joey? Congruent, equal to the types of stocks that you're in. If I'm in a more aggressive stock, I'm going to give that stock a little bit more room, especially if I'm in a toppy market or in an iffy market. If I'm in solid stocks like the Apples, the Lowe's, the Home Depots, those kinds of stocks that I'm riding long term, I'm going to put a tighter stop because those good quality stocks tend to not fall off the face of the earth. And if they do, you need to get out of those stocks. So on a stock like those kinds of stocks, I'm probably going to put a 20% loss on those stocks. If that stock goes against me 20%, I'm going to get out of that stock. Most of the times you look at those kinds of stocks, they don't pull back that much, 20%. So for your good quality stocks, I'm going to put about a 20% stop. But on my more aggressive stocks, I got to give those stocks a little bit more room to run. I'd probably put like a trailing 15 to 20% stop on those. But you might even have to widen it more on that kind of stock. And if you can't sit through that kind of a move on a stock like that, that's not a stock that you need to own. Hopefully that makes sense, Jay. And coming in off of bottoms, if you're a VectorVest subscriber, we give you the data on a nightly basis to let you know when to get prepared coming off of a market bottom. All right. Any other questions on my market timing right now in regards to what's going on in the market, how the market is reacting to that data, and what you see on these graphs? All right. Anybody? Just curious to know before I move on to my next story. Any stocks that you're asking me about right now, Steven, I'm going to give you an opportunity. If you stay here to the end, I'm going to give you an opportunity to look at those stocks. Fed says transitory inflation. House in my Seattle suburb listed for $699, sold for $865. Over the list, sold in 5 days. Fed must not be in the market for a home. Let me tell you something. We've got a couple of people here that have bought homes recently, or sold homes and bought homes here. People are buying homes above listing, sight unseen. I've never seen this before. The housing market is just going crazy. Now, a lot of people are saying we're in a housing bubble. Listen, people are buying houses, and you know why the prices are as high as they are? Because the demand is low. There's not a lot of houses being released out on the market for people to buy. And I think that that's by design to keep the housing prices higher. I think if they want to bring them lower, they're going to release more inventory into the market. But right now, it's just not there. And infrastructure, stock, steel, copper, construction. Copper is in construction as well. That whole mining space is getting hotter, and construction is something to definitely keep your eyes on. But the housing market is just going gangbusters, and people are buying up houses left and right, sight unseen. And my neighbor moved from my next door neighbor, went and bought a house. He paid like $50,000 more just because he didn't want to haggle price. People are willing to do that. Very interesting. All right. So that's my story on the market timing. Let's get into my next story. My next story is an interesting one because it's about clean energy. There's a story here. The Zacks analyst blog highlights Tesla, Solar Edge Technologies, First Solar, and General Electric are some of the hottest moving, and this is by way of Zacks, all right, some of the hottest moving clean energy stocks. Most of the times when we've been talking about clean energy recently, it's been about EVs, the electric vehicles. I am seriously thinking about getting the Ford F-150 all electric. I'm loving that vehicle. Loving that vehicle. Interest rates is low as well. And Maria, and I didn't make mention of that, but the interest rates are still at historical lows. And people are locking in low interest rates on when they buy houses as well. Still. So put in the combination of the low inventory and low interest. This is just making it a haven for people to buy new houses. All right. So I wanted to take a look at these stocks. As I mentioned, though, I'm really seriously interested in the Ford F-150 all electric. You going to get you a new vehicle? You want to go half on the truck? No? Why not? Huh?
I like my truck.
You like your little feller truck? Little feller. Joey drives a Tahoe. It's a little fella compared to my Excursion. He's got that little... His Tahoe is cute compared to my Excursion. It is. All right. Glenn, the new F-150 only has a range of 200. I heard it's got like 330. I heard it was 100 miles more than that it had a range of about 330. All right. So I'll go halvesies with you, but I get the front half, says Mike. Wow. The front half has got a trunk. The front half has a trunk. So just keep that in mind. I would take the Ford electric over the Tesla truck. The Tesla truck is ugly. All right, let's go take a look at these stocks. So for those of you who are new, when we open up a watch list, I'm looking at 18 stocks. Actually, I need to put one more, BA. 19 stocks. As we look at these stocks are automatically sorted by our master indicator, VST. So the stocks that have the best combination of value, safety, and timing will automatically migrate to the top of the list. You can see some of the much better stocks like United Health, Anthem, Cigna, all at the top of the list, and Boeing, which I just put in all the way at the bottom of the list. But one of my electric stocks is Solar Edge. Look at where it sits. Towards the bottom. What else? General Electric. Look at that. Only 4 from the bottom. First Solar, 5 from the bottom. And I had one more. What was my last one? Tesla. Tesla is the only one out of my clean energy today that sits more towards the top of the list than the bottom. But the beautiful thing about putting stocks into a VectorVest watch list is this rank analysis from the onset so that you can see what stocks are the best in your list that you put in here automatically. Let's go take a look at Tesla's trading at 618 with a value of 171. This stock has always been overvalued since we've been tracking it. What keeps the price so high? Perception. All right, the stock has got an upside potential of 1.68 on relative value based on that scale between 0 and 2. It's got great upside potential. It is a safe stock. It's not going up in price right now because the energy industry has gotten hit, but it looks like it could be back on a resurgence again. It has positive earnings and grows their earnings at a clip of 51%. What was my other one? First Solar, trading at 76 with a value of 89, nicely undervalued. Good upside potential on First Solar as well. This is a solar clean energy, whereas Tesla's looking at battery-operated clean energy. Good upside potential, good safety, also in a downtrend right now. Positive earnings, double-digit growth on earnings. GE trading at $14. Remember when GE was going through some stuff? Well, the stock is trading at 14 with a value of 331. This stock is clearly overvalued. I hate that. This stock is clearly overvalued and it doesn't have good upside potential. There's not a whole bunch of potential to the upside on General Electric, even though it's in its field. It does have safety above 1, and actually GE is in a move to the upside right now. And the last one, SEDG, clearly overvalued, 258, value of 61. Upside potential, not there. Safety is okay. It's a little bit in an uptrend, positive earnings and positive earnings growth. All right, so those are my 4 stocks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's analyze them on the graph. Let's go take a look at their graphs. Put this on a 3-month graph. I'm still looking at the 20-day exponential moving average. Look at the bounce, Solar Edge. Look at the bounce off support, clearly above the 20-day exponential moving average. So I like that it's moving higher. As this space is starting to bounce again, I like that it's moving higher. Could this be a good, clear opportunity to start jumping on board? Volume is leveling out. RT is above 1, so this clearly is in an uptrend, but I'd like to see it break above these 2 levels of resistance. I do like the bounce and above the 20-day exponential moving average. GE sat in the channel. Today, broke out of the channel. Watch this. Well, I say to myself, was this an earnings play? Nope, it wasn't an earnings play, but right here I can go check for news on this stock. Stock is up 6.5% today, 43 minutes ago. Dow Jones leads as Yellen calls for more government spending. GE stock eyes buy point. So I can look and get more news on what's going on with GE today. See, so that's kind of cool. I like the bounce. I like the big up day. I like the volume. I like RT is above 1. GE, even though it says it's in diversified companies, it's still in that clean energy as well. GE was good back in the day, has potential. I miss my mentor, Jack Welch. Why did you pick those 4 to feature? Because it was in the story, Stephen. As I go back, it was in the story, the stocks, those 4 stocks. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4 came out of Zacks, and that was the reason why I highlighted those 4. Now, I will tell you that I've got more. Why does Brandon always want me to go in on 2024? I don't know. I'm going to show you more information, Stephen, in regards to what we've done for you guys here in Trending Thursday. Now, First Solar, on the other hand, bounced up, but sitting in a little bit of a channel, a little bit of a tight channel, clearly still above the 20-day exponential moving average. RT is below 1, but RT is rising higher as the bounce in the stock. Would like to see it take out that level of resistance sitting at 77.83. And last but not least, Tesla. Again, all of these in that clean energy in some form or fashion. I like that all of them are recently bouncing off a level of support. Tesla is not above the 20-day exponential moving average. I'd like to see that happen. Then the stock, Tesla, would have some room to the upside. All right, so now in regards to Steven's question about why I picked those 4, I want to show you something. I've got a clean energy folder that I created just for Trending Thursday. I don't know how many stocks are in here, 28 stocks. And what I did is I went through the VectorVest software to find clean energy stocks, and I put them all into one space that we could showcase here in Trending Thursday. And you know something? There's a lot. There's First Solar is in here. SEDG is in here. GE probably won't be in here, but Tesla probably would be in the clean energy EVs. So good question, Stephen. It was basically because of the story that I highlighted those 4 stocks, but I do have a watch list for you guys that looks at a lot more clean energy stocks to take a look at. And you know something? Because of Stephen's question, let me show you something. Here's a watch list average of all 28 stocks that I have in here. I want to show you something. This is that space. So the space has gotten hit, but I like the rebound. And you saw the stocks that we just looked at? Look at the space. I got 30 some odd, 28 stocks in here. Here's the aggregate average of all 28 stocks. Folks, do you find this useful? Look at that. If I can see the stocks are bouncing, how about the space when I'm looking at 28 stocks? How about that? And above the 20-day exponential moving average, RT getting higher. So for the purposes of what Stephen asked, we've got a lot more here because you're here in Trending Thursday. Just think of the ride Glenn would get if he was Prez. Man, I'd have me a ride, boy. Joey would be riding side saddle, wouldn't we? All right. Now, my next story, I got no news for. My next story deals with the meme stocks. How many of you out there are trading any of the meme stocks, such as AMC or GME or any Nokia or any of those stocks? Type a me in the room. I'm just curious to know. How many of you, Mike, I'm going to show you something. I don't know if I could show this. I don't know if I want to show this. But, Mike, I'm in AMC. I've been in AMC and GME, both, for a minute. And I got play money in them. I got play money in them. AMC, I'm up 175%. And on GME, I'm up 16.5%. Curious to know. I just wanted to know if anybody was interested in it. And you know something? We've got a lot of videos out there. Patrick has done a lot of videos on the GME. If you haven't already looked at them, please go back and look at them. Patrick's got a lot of great insight on GME and AMC. I've done a couple of AMC videos out there, But if you're not already looking at some of those videos on our other channel, the meme stocks is something that I felt that we had to pay attention to. All right, it's hot. So AMC in our list of 19 stocks is number 1, 2, 3. Actually, it's number 5. Now, a lot of you say that this is a garbage stock. Well, I don't disagree with you. I'm not going to put on GME. Fundamentally, AMC and GME are not good stocks. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about them. These stocks are part of a movement where the retail investor is going after the hedge funds because hedge funds have had, over time, the ability to short a stock and short it out of business. Look at Toys R Us, look at Radio Shack, a lot of companies. All right, but for the most part, they short those stocks to put them out of business if you want to go that route because they're not viable companies. All right, Toys R Us, I don't know if they were making money or not. Radio Shack was around forever, but I don't know if they were making money anymore, if the perceived value was there. There's a little different when you look at AMC. Why did they go after AMC? Because of the coronavirus, the pandemic, they got hit and they said, well, AMC is going to go out of business. AMC is the largest theater in the United States. When did they get the biggest hit? When they had to close down their theaters in California and New York. Both of those are now opening back up. AMC, people out there want to go back to the movies. I got another side of that, though. You've got all of the streaming platforms out there. I think that the streaming platforms have bitten into the movie-going business. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, but I think that I'm trying to figure out if there's enough people nostalgic about being in a movie theater that can outweigh what the streaming platforms are doing. You notice that because the movie theaters were shut down, that when movies were coming out over the pandemic in the movies, who was getting them right away? HBO Max was releasing them on the same day that the movies were coming out in the theater. So just keep that in mind. I think that the streaming platforms still have a stranglehold on getting the media out to the public. So I like AMC knowing that the movie theaters are opening back up, that it's going to be huge for driving more business to them. And then I look at GME. Patrick just put out a new story about GME going into the Bitcoin space. All right, looking at non-fungible tokens, NFTs. If you haven't watched that video yet, please do. Very interesting curveball that GME is putting out there to show the world that they are a viable company trying to go all digital on their game swapping platform. Think about that. So, you know, as much as everybody wants to say that they're garbage stocks, I'm going to say fundamentally they are garbage stocks. But there is a movement behind it, and if you do some work behind it and take a look at doing some analysis, both of these companies could be viable in what they're trying to do going forward. All right, so I'm just putting all Top Gun. I'm waiting for Top Gun too. Oh, I'm a big Top Gun fan. I can't wait for that to come out. And Ninja says, great analysis, Glenn. Listen, I am not of the mindset of telling anyone out there to go buy AMC or to go buy GME. If you're not comfortable with what the stock has to offer as far as fundamentals, then stay away from the stock. But I'm looking at AMC is up 38% today. I'm looking at GME, not nearly as moving, but when I told you before we came on, I was up like 200% on AMC. I got 500 shares of AMC. I didn't put my life savings in it, but I knew that based upon the work that we've done on our YouTube channels to keep you educated on it and what I feel, that's 500 shares, all I got. And it could turn out to be a trade of a lifetime. It could be. All right, so I'm just putting that out there. I need to talk about it because it is hot in the news. And what is this? Trending Thursday? I got to talk about what's trending, right? So let's go analyze these stocks in the graph. I will not look at the fundamentals because the fundamentals are not there. But I go on a 3-month graph. You know what scares me about AMC? Look at that. What is AMC looking like right now? And it's got one letter. It's one word I'm looking for. What does AMC look like right now? One word. Starts with a P. One word. And that's the only thing that concerns me about AMC right now. Type it in the room. While you're doing it, I'm going to drink some water. I'm not drinking Cafe Bustelo today. Parabolic. That's it. Mike is right on it. It's parabolic. That's what scares me right now. All right, and look at the volume over the last 1, 2, 3, 4 days. Not only is it rising, but it's doing so in big volume. The stock is pegged out as far as RT is concerned. It's at the top. The stock is moving fast. So just be careful with it. I'm going to tell you, anybody to get into it, if you're going to get into it, you need to make sure that the stock is running 12 cents higher than the high. You want to make sure you're buying on a rising day. Have you missed it? Well, as long as the stock's price is going up, you put in your buy stop order 12 cents higher than the high, you're making sure that you're buying into it as it's rising. Look at the next one. GME is not pushing nearly as much as AMC is. Even with the news behind it, it's got a lot more news behind it than AMC does. It is above the 20-day exponential moving average. You can take that off. It is above the 20-day exponential moving average. I like that. Volume is picking up. Even on a down day today, look at the volume is still higher than the average volume. There's a lot of shares being traded on GME. Not nearly as pronounced as the AMC move, but definitely moving higher as well. So I wanted to talk about the meme stocks. Are we best to take profit and be happy? So Mike, it all depends on who you're talking to, all right? So I'm gonna put it out there this way. I want everybody, come on, come closer to the mic. Come closer to the camera, all right? This is the way you look at it. If you're honestly thinking that the stock has got potential based upon the news, if the stock has got good upside potential, you're going to hold. You're going to hold because it's the people who have a lot less shares that if you get out, you're going to hurt them because they're going to start driving the stock's price down. All right? If you say to yourself, holy smokes, I'm up freaking 200%, and you say take your money, then that's on you. It all depends on you as an individual. All right, so does that make sense, Mike? It all depends on what your overall outcome is. If you believe in the movement of the retail investor versus the hedge fund, then you're going to hold the stock. If you're in it to make some money, then you're up 100, 200, 300%, you're going to take your money. So, Mike, and everybody in the room, does that make sense? All right, for everybody in the room, does that make sense? Because, listen, I call it like I see it. I'm not going to try to blow smoke where it don't belong. I am not trying to push my agenda. I want you guys to make a decision on your own. And if you think you've made a great trade and you're up, take the money. If you believe that the retail investor has the ability to combat the hedge funds, then you stay in the stock. That's the best way that I can answer the question for you. All right, so hopefully that makes sense to everybody, and even to all of my people in the background who never talk. I still love you. All right, don't be afraid. I don't bite. But this is what I like. Cash out your initial investment and ride the free shares. I also thought about taking half off the table, and now no matter what happens, I locked in some darn good profit, didn't I? All right, and I am playing with free money. Kay Montecore is like, I totally agree with free money. I do too. All right, so that's my story on the meme stocks. Again, because of the rapid rise, and a lot of people are thinking that the squeeze, that the short squeeze is on and it's happening right now. I didn't want to miss out on talking about the short squeezes on both AMC and GME today. All right, let's get to my next story. My next story is on, you know what it's on? Transportation. I knew what it was on. Did you know it was on? You didn't know what it was on. Hush up. Transportation is huge. Folks, you heard it here. Whether you want to believe it or not, it's huge. All right? As the world starts to open up, what are countries going to need? Goods. Where are they going to get goods from? Either from the air. They can't get it from the ground because we're 7 continents. You can't go by car from continent to continent to continent, can you? No! So it's either going to be by air or by ship. And I've talked a lot about a stock called CTRM, a very speculative play in the maritime shipping company, the dry bulk. But I still think that it's a hot industry. Here's an ETF, TPOR that we're going to look at. It's pedal to the metal for the transportation sector. We're going to take a look at TPOR. What else is here? There it is. Red hot dry bulk shipping ETF. So now not only am I going to look at a transportation ETF, and by the way, guys, you know I love ETFs. Why? Because they expose you to a lot less risk in the market. All right, because you're investing in one ticker symbol that covers a wide space, either a lot of stocks or an index. I love ETFs, whether they're contra or regular. I love that you can trade them. But there's an ETF that tracks the dry bulking or tracks the futures for the dry bulking. I like that. We're going to talk a little bit about that today. The ticker symbol is BDRY. BDRY, and recently it surpassed 100 million in assets under management milestone. It tracks the futures of the shipping industry. All right. In the first quarter of 2021, BDRY returned 100%, 120%, making it the stock's most top performing ETF. This is an ETF, folks, to keep your eye on along with TPOR. Folks, if you ain't got nothing else, if you don't learn anything about anything, you got two tips right there on both TPOR and BDRY. All right, let's go take a look at them. And then in that, I looked at a couple of shipping companies outside of CTRM for you to keep your eyes on. Look at where TPOR sits in my group of 19 stocks. Number 4 overall. That's huge. Go down the list. Here's BDRY. My other stocks I'm looking at GSL, I'm looking at Starbuck, and I'm looking at TK. Look at them. All right, so notice that my shipping companies are all right in line with each other, all from a VST perspective, and then my two ETFs are a little higher up the list on my VST perspective. Let's go look at all of these stocks on a graph. All right, and let's go look at the last 3 months. There's TPOR. Folks, that's the sector, transportation sector. Recently bounced off a level of support at 44.91, now above the value for the last 2 days of the 20-day exponential moving average. Would love to see it take out, but look at that equity curve. Bottom left, top right. You gotta love this. This is, and again, and no earnings dates. Let me see. Do I have earnings dates? No earnings dates on here yet, but that's TPOR. My next one is BDRY, a little bit more choppy in the move, but this is the ETF that does track the futures for the dry bulk industry. I currently just slightly below the 20-day exponential moving average, but bottom left, top right, I love that the stock did this. It pulled back. Man, that hurt, but guess what? You know what it didn't do? It didn't take out that former low when it pulled back to here. It didn't take that out when it fell down. I would love to use that as a level of support of 2186. Right now sitting in a channel. RT is above 1. Now let's go to our shipping companies. GSL, Global Ship, earnings. That was an earnings play. Look at that earnings and look at what happened. Evidently, they must have met or exceeded their earnings expectations. On earnings day, they were already trading above the 20-day exponential moving average. Look at that pullback, but look at that rebound. Nice open day today. Very little wick at the top. RT is moving higher. What else? Now, as Starbuck, on the other hand, though, just recently went below, and they had earnings. Earnings said, it was like, yay! Nope. You have to put the pop on the nope. So earnings come out, they said, yay, that's great. And then afterwards, people said, nope. And then it fell down a little bit. It's currently below the 20-day exponential moving average. I would wait until it went back above that value of the 20-day exponential moving average before I go buy back into it. All right, so I'm just keeping that in mind. Next one is TK, coming off of a couple of levels of support, currently above the value of the 20 exponential moving average. A little bit more choppy in the move. See that in a channel, but a little bit more choppy in the move. If you don't like choppy, then maybe you look at either Starbuck or better yet, you look at GSL. A lot less choppiness. Or better yet, take a look at the ETFs, and I'm loving TPOR. I'm loving this stock. This is what I call a ruler stock. Put a ruler on the screen and it goes right up. Currently is rebounding. I think this has got a lot more upside potential. I really think it's got a lot more upside potential. All right, any questions on my transportation stocks today? Any questions on my transportation stocks? And again, remember, Trending Thursday is all about what's trending. If you can look at T-Port, look at BDRY, see that those industries that those ETFs that track the industry are moving, that's the purpose of what we are trying to get across here in Trending Thursday. What's trending? Any questions? I'm drinking a lot of water today. Man, that's some good water. Mark says, good video on CTRM's reverse split tomorrow. Yes, the 28th. I wanted to put it out before the reverse split happened so that you can, man. All right, I'm going to pat myself on the back just for a second. I want you to do this. Go out to Google, type in CTRM stock. Once you do that, go up to the top above it, click on videos. Look to see what videos on all of Google about CTRM. Look to see what videos are up there. That's one of the few times you'll ever see me reach around to pat myself on the back, because it's not about me. It's about what I can get over to you. But that was something that was eye-opening. If you do that, it's like, that's really kind of cool. It really is kind of cool. And if somebody wants to type in what they saw, type in what they saw. But that is really, really cool. What is the cheapest brand in the store? For Cafe Bustelo? I don't know. Nope. I was number 1 yesterday, Mark. Maybe I'm I was number 2 yesterday. I was like number 2, 3, and 5. I was like number 2, 3, and 5. Have I read The Turtle Trader? Yes, Jay, I own it. I own that book. It's in my office somewhere, I think. Yeah, it's in my office. I've got the turtle. I've got both turtle books, as a matter of fact. I've got both. All right, no more questions on my my story for shipping. I'm gonna go. T-Port is a triple leverage ETF. Yes, that is something that I did not say. It is an ETF, but it is triple leverage, so it's a very aggressive ETF. And thank you for bringing that, Adrian. I did not mention that. It's a great ETF, but it is a triple leverage ETF. It is a triple leverage ETF. Any comments on quantum glass battery? Gerald, that's something that I know nothing about, and it might be something that I've got to look into. Maybe it's something I got to look into, and if I can look into it and find some information, I'll put out a video about it. How about that, Gerald? I'll do that. All right, let's get into my next story. Well, we talk a lot about vaccines. Well, how about the top 10 health insurance companies to buy? I see Glenn is drinking water. Are we not drinking Cafe Bustelo anymore? No, of course I'm drinking Cafe Bustelo, but today I wanted to drink water. My sugar's a little bit out of whack, so it's making me thirsty. All right, so top 10 health insurance. This was by Insider Monkey. I just looked at the story. There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stocks. I decided to look at 4 of the 5s, Humana, United Health, Cigna, and Anthem. So you might say to yourself, well, why are you looking at stocks from other companies, from other places? You know something? The stories are out here. You know me. I'm going to always look at the story, but I'm going to take the information that they put in the story and see what VectorVest says about them. All right, so it's not all about me just talking, going through the system to find stocks. I want to see what other people are talking. It's sort of like taking stocks from Kramer and putting them into the VectorVest software. Taking stocks from Zacks, taking stocks from Motley Fool. You guys probably use a lot of that stuff. But I take those same stocks that other people are talking about it, and I use the power of the VectorVest software to really, truly analyze them. All right, so let's go look at my healthcare stocks. Look at what's at the top of the list. 3 of my 4 are at the top of the list. United, Anthem, Cigna, and there's Humana. Why is that important? These are very good stocks to actually consider holding or buying. Let's analyze them. United Health, 411, value 531, undervalued. Anthem, trading at 393, value 507, undervalued. Cigna, trading at 258, value 358, undervalued. The whole idea is when you try to say that you want to make money in the market, what do you look for? Safe, undervalued stocks rising in price in a rising market. Well, and let's go look at Humana, 437, value 593, undervalued. Relative values on these stocks. 1, 2, 3, 4. All the relative values. United Health should outperform a AAA corporate bond by 44%. So should Anthem. Cigna should outperform a AAA corporate bond by 55%. Humana by 44%. Notice that 3 out of the 4 should outperform a AAA corporate bond by 44%. That's strong. Notice that all of their relative safeties, these are safe stocks that consistently meet or exceed earnings. Now, the bad side of this is, man, these stocks are expensive. If you trade options, and all of these stocks are optionable because each one has a little X in front of the exchange, because they're all optionable, guess what? You can trade options, and the option is typically about 1/10 of the price of the stock. You can get it. All right, all of these stocks are safe, and all of these stocks are in an uptrend. All of these stocks have positive earnings and growing their earnings in positive clips. These, for the most part, are what I would call value stocks. It looks like this whole industry is part of value stocks that go up over time, methodically growing your portfolio. As a matter of fact, today at 6 p.m. on our other channel, Joey's going to release a video that I did for you today called Growth Stocks versus Value Stocks. Go check out that video. It is more of an education on the difference between the two and where you fit. So that'll come out tonight at 6 p.m. on our other channel. Make sure you watch it. And you know something? I really need you guys to make a concerted effort that when you watch our stocks, our videos on the other channel, I need you to make a concerted effort to like the videos. The more you like it, the more YouTube will share it. We need to get our videos out to all the people we can. Folks, make a concerted effort to like the video. As a matter of fact, we're going to practice that today. How many likes we got? 50. We're going to practice that right now. I'm going to see how many of you follow instructions. Hit the like button. If you like what you're seeing today, hit the like button. The same thing that you're going to do right here on this live stream, I need you to do for our videos going forward. I'm trying to see how many of you pay attention. We got 63. I'm just watching. How many of you follow instructions? So you do it here. Make sure you do it on our videos that we put out, because the more you like them, the more YouTube will spread them out. All right, let's go do one last thing. Let's take a look at these stocks on the graph, CI and Humana. So we analyze them. These are all value stocks. Let's go look at these on a 3-month graph. You're going to probably like them. Push it real good. Why are you leaving, Joey? You got to blow your nose. Wow, why is my graph taking so long to pop up? That's not good. I did that 5 minutes after this started. You did that. There you go, John. Look at that. Bottom left, top right. Remember, somebody was asking me about how to get out of stocks, best way to get out of stocks. Remember I told you about good quality stocks, putting that 20% loss on it? How about putting a 20-day exponential moving average? For the last 3 months on the pullbacks, would that have kept you in the stock? Heck yeah. I like that. UNH looks good. Anthem, how about that? Good quality value stock. 20-day exponential moving average working out for you here? Absolutely. Next one, Cigna. 20-day exponential moving average. How about it went below? The next day it rebounded. Never stayed below. Now, today it's below. You know what I would do with Cigna if I owned it? It's below the 20-day exponential moving average. I'd give it one more day to see if it closes below again. If it does, then I'd take it off the table. Does that make sense? The person that asked me, was it Kevin that asked me about, stops on stocks? I like the idea of a 20-day exponential moving average on good quality stocks like these. Does that make sense to everybody? In one bar, if 20% is not right for you, then how about this? This 20-day exponential moving average works out well for you. Is there any ETF that covers these stocks? Who did that? Is there any ETF that covers these stocks? I'd have to look. I don't know. How are you going to call evening's presentation midday parlay? No, that wasn't put out in the evening. That was done in the afternoon. If you looked at it, Joff, it was released in the afternoon. It was released in the afternoon. That's why it was called midday parlay. How many of y'all liked the naming of midday parlay? type a yes or a no in there. I'm thinking about doing about 2 or 3 of those a week if you like them. Do you like the naming convention midday parlay? All right. If you did, then I'm going to keep doing those a couple of times a week if I can, depending on my schedule. All right. Seems like people did like the midday parlay. Yeah. I thought that was a cool name. It took me a while to come up with something, though. Really did. All right. Be careful with Cigna. Let's get down to the last one, Humana. Same thing with Humana. So if I'm looking at any in this space, I'm telling you this space is starting to move. If I'm looking at any in the space, I'd wait on Humana, but I've got 2 that look good, Anthem and UNH. All right. Anybody got any questions on that story for my health insurance stocks? Anybody? Ulrich, I'll give you an opportunity. I'll give you an opportunity to give me stocks at the end of all of this. All right. I think I looked at all my stocks except for 2. Who heard the story about Amazon? All right. And who heard the story about Amazon? I know you have. But Amazon brings James Bond Rocky to fight Netflix with $8.5 billion in MGM buy. They bought MGM. All right. Well, Bezos already stepped down. All right. Bezos, I thought he already stepped down. But the story is on Amazon buying MGM. And then I got another story says, hold on. Yeah, it's going to make me subscribe. What the Amazon MGM deal means for Prime Video subscribers. So what's going to happen, as I read further into this story for Prime's Video subscribers, as it's going to take a while for Amazon to put out new content, something along those lines with this MGM deal, blah, 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 blah. But I'm thinking that with the MGM deal, that a lot of companies, streaming companies, well, how many streaming companies are there? There's Paramount, there's Amazon, there's Netflix, there's Apple, there's a few of them. But I'm thinking that as Amazon got down with MGM, think about it, all of the MGM stuff that they can put on. Now, Prime has got Marvel. They didn't buy them, but they got a series. They've got a series that they can put on to Prime or Disney. Sorry, no, it was Disney. It was Disney. Disney has that. So I've got Disney. I got everything. Dang it. I got everything, and it's amazing how when sometimes my wife and I are looking at TV, we're like, there's nothing to look at. That's crazy. I spend probably $1 trillion billion a year on streaming services, and it ticks me off that I still can't find something to watch. All right. Please explain the advantages, disadvantages of triple leverage ETFs. Mark, how much time I got? I got a couple minutes. In regards to leveraging, I've done a video. Actually, Mark, I did a video that looked at getting ready for a market pullback, but I looked at single, double, and triple leveraged ETFs. All right, so look at it there. Are there typical tax issues with them? As far as tax issues, I'm always going to look at short-term taxes on what you make. I don't think there's any difference as far as I'm concerned. As far the money you make is the money you make, and your short gains taxes will still be the same. So I don't think that there are. But I'm not a tax consultant, so I really don't think so. I'm the same way too. No Man Land was going to. So I don't know, Mark. That's the best way that I can explain it. But as far as the differences and the advantages are leverage. Huh?
This one?
Are you ready? Or either one of them. It should be two. One should be, are you prepared? Joey's going to put the link to the video in there. The advantages are if you're in leveraged ETFs, you're going to get paid a lot more money. You're going to make a lot more money. But if it goes against you, you're going to lose a lot more money. Non-leverage is probably the safest way to go if you're going to look at ETFs. Mark, does that make sense? All right, how to access your YouTube videos. Tom, Joey's going to put a link for our other channel in the chat room for you. All right, Tom, Joey's going to put a link for our other YouTube in the chat for you. Which video explains the ETF issue? When you say the ETF, Joey's putting a link for the video that I did on non-leverage, non-leverage, double leverage, and triple leverage ETFs. He's going to put that in there for you too, Mark. But it's called Are You Prepared? It's called Are You Prepared? That video is what it's all about. All right, so that's on the MGM deal. And my last story is on Boeing. Boeing to pay $17 million in FAA settlement over the 737 MAX. My question is to you, does it put all of the Boeing headache behind it, and now can it move forward? Type a yes or a no in the room. Now, maybe that's a bad question to ask because it's a monetary thing. But do you think that from this perspective that they took ownership, they paid the money, now can they move through this? Yes or no? I'm very curious to know what you think, because Boeing is in a hot space with aerospace. Does this get them above the hump to move further? And I'm feeling the same way. I'm feeling the no too. I'm feeling the no too, that maybe they had no choice. If they didn't pay the money, it was going to go through courts, right? It was going to have to go there, and they would have had to sit in the court and da-da-da-da-da-da. But that ain't, I say that that's not a drop in the bucket, but for them, that probably could be a drop. And it's only $17 million. What is Boeing worth? Probably a considerable amount more than $17 million. But I see the people in here. There it is. Mark says that's a token amount. All right. I was just curious to see where your heads were in regards to them saying, all right, here's your money. Leave us alone so that we can, as a company, move forward. I was wondering if you thought, yes, we did change the 3 green lights, and I will be doing the daily color guard report tonight showing 3 green lights. All right, so based on these news stories, let's go take a look at both Boeing at the bottom of the list and Amazon, which is in the middle of the list. Let's go take a look at both of these stocks. So Amazon, let's go start with Boeing. So they paid the money. Look at that bounce. Look at that bounce prior to them paying the money. Look at that bounce. But this is a space that is moving. This is a space that is moving. All right. As a matter of fact, let's do this. Let me see where's the Boeing? I'm going to do something. I want to view the industry graph. View industries. Where is it? View stocks. View stocks in the business. View the industries in the business. Let me do that. There's the industry. It's in the manufacturers. I can't view the industry graph. View the stocks in the industry. There should have been an easy way for me to do this. There's 16 stocks. Man, that ticks me off. I could have done it. I could have done it an easy way, but it didn't work. Anyway, the industry as a whole is moving. Industry as a whole is moving. Why wouldn't it let me view the industry graph? Oh, there it is. View the industry graph. I found it. All right, so this is the industry graph for this space, and space that I've been talking about since the beginning of the year as a hot industry. There's one. There it is. And now I like that it's coming up on a level of resistance at 81.74. Keep your eye on this space. All right. It's even as I've said that before, still keep your eye on this space. Look at where it is right now, about ready to take out that level of resistance on the space as a whole. Look at the RT. Keep your eye on that space. And right now, Boeing is a part of moving in that space. So there's that. There's Amazon. Let's take a look at both stocks. Just wanted to bring that to your attention. You know me. 3 months. There's Boeing. above the 20-day exponential moving average, finding a level of resistance at 259.43. I got $10. If I want to buy it now, I got about a $10 move that I can make on the stock. RT just got above 1. Stock's now back officially in an uptrend. And look at one of the last stock, Amazon, buying MGM. Has it helped them? Not yet. Even with the news, a down day today. So I wanted to just look at them because they were newsworthy stocks that they made the news. All right. Joey, the second link isn't a video. It's the page. Yeah, that is the page. So McClintock, that was, if anybody wants to get to the page. Joey, did you? Oh, you didn't put the link for the actual video? And that's fine.
I did both. Right
there. He said this.
Video, this is the page.
Oh, the first one is the video. Yeah, and Joey, the second link isn't a video, it's the page. So one is the page and one is a video. McClintock. All right, you guys know what time it is, right? I can't even get there fast enough. All right, let's go see your stocks. Start typing them in the room. Somebody wanted to see coin. Actually, I want to see coin too. All right, Joey's going to start calling off some stocks for me. Yep.
Mug.
Really, Joey? You got caught out there with mug. Really?
WFG.
WFG.
IYH.
IYH.
UFO.
UFO. UTFO. Go ahead.
VRTV.
VRTV.
ASML.
ASML.
DDD.
Triple D.
Snow.
Yeah.
F.
Ford.
FPay.
FPay.
UFPI.
UFPI.
RFP.
RFP. You done with RFP?
Yeah, you know me.
Yep. XO. Nope. XO, no. Oh, VSTO I want. Vista Outdoor. Okay. AMC. We already looked at AMC, Walter. Lowe's. Good stop. Coca-Cola. Oh, Kirkland. I knew that. KO is Coca-Cola.
WD.
WD-40. All right. Any stock that we did not pick out today, if you go look below this video, you'll see a link, www.vectorvest.com/free. That link will give you a free stock analysis report on any stock that you're looking for. All right. Coin. I remember I got in coin back on this first day and wrote it down, and I got out of it a while ago because it was just kicking me in the face too hard. Anybody still own coin? Man, this stock, it was all the buzz. It's like, yay! And everybody said, man, what the flying flip is going on? Now, let's watch as the stock is bouncing off a level of support. I'm going to give you a good entry. Wait on an end-of-day basis for the stock, for coin to go above the 20-day exponential moving average. And what I would really like is RT to go above 1. But if I aggressively want to get into it, after it's been beaten down, if I aggressively want to get into it, I'd wait for the stock to go above the 20-day exponential moving average. If I want more confirmation, I wait for RT to go above 1. All right, so a couple of people are still in it. A couple of people are still in it, and that's fine. I got out of it because I didn't feel it. I used that money to buy AMC, buy some AMC stock, that's for sure. I think when I bought coin, I bought either 1 or 5. I think it was either 1 or 5 shares. It's all right. If you still own it and you say to yourself, you think it's going to go up, I hear you. But if you're not in it yet, I'm setting you up to know when to get into it. Excuse me. Let's go to the next stock. Wow, Sino. Transportation services. I still like transportation. This doesn't look like it's, and this is on this is on the ship. Like the Starbuck that I looked at, a couple of CTR. I'm not feeling this. Actually, this looks a lot like CTRM. If you look at this stock, the space is still good. Global ship, transportation services, the space is still good. But now you got to find out if you're in a leader or a laggard within the space. This right now is a laggard in the space. I don't know anything about the news on it, so I can't speak intelligibly on it as I can with CTRM. I don't know enough about this stock to talk more about it except for it's going down. This stock is still going down. Cheryl says she's thinking about buying more of coin. Listen, I am not a fan of buying a stock as it's going down. I did that with when I first did my first story on AMC. I thought that it was irresponsible to tell people to buy stock as it's going down. I still feel the same way. Like with coin right now, I would wait for a better buying opportunity than to try to buy more as it's going down. Just be careful. That's all I got to talk to you about. And Robert, Senseonics, I've done a couple of videos on it. You can go see it on our other channel as well. I've done a few. And I'm thinking about next week, I may do 2 midday parlays on both Tonex and Senseonics. I may do 2 different midday parlays on them because those will be good follow-ups. All right, WFG. I know CTRM is going down. Bill says, I own it. I'm down about 36%. As a matter of fact, I'm down 36.93%. I'm looking at my account right now. I'm down 36.93% on CTRM. But I've got my reasons. I've explained them on my videos why I still like CTRM. And again, that's when I look at what Cheryl is saying, I can understand why she's still holding coin if she believes in the stock. I got you. WFG, coming off a level of support here, sitting at a level of support at about 70.48. Still below the 20-day exponential moving average. I think overall it's sitting in a channel. All right, bouncing above and below the 20-day. I'd wait, if I'm not in it, I'd wait for the 20 to go above the 20-day exponential moving average. Coin only 11 below the stop price and going further down. We'll see. But Cheryl, I got you. I got you, Cheryl. Don't listen to that Joff. He don't know. I got you, Cheryl. All right, let's go to the next stock. IYH, ETF Sector Health. Oh, so somebody was asking me about ETF for this, for the health sector. There it is, IYH. So we look here. Actually, I got to find out what this looks at. As a matter of fact, I got to find out exactly what this looks at. I could be talking outside of my neck. It may not be the health insurance stocks. It just could be the health. I got to find out. Nonetheless, though, in a channel going sideways, still above the 20-day exponential moving average. Watch RT is starting to fall. Watch the stock, but it does have a level of support. Sitting at 261.19. UFO. This looks like a UFO, just going sideways. All right, this is a 3-month graph, back and forth, above and below the 20-day exponential moving average. For the most part, stock's not doing anything over the last 3 months. Just moving sideways. I'd rather have you in a stock that's doing something. Now, unless you're day trading this or trading this, getting in until it gets to resistance, pulled back, buy, bounce off support, then that's another story. But if you're trying to hold this long term, the stock's not doing anything over the last 3 months. Your talk yesterday sent TRM above my stop limit. Darn it, says Joff. Listen, it wasn't my talk. I just talked about it. It wasn't me. I'm not Kramer, you know. I can't move stocks like Kramer can. All right, next one, VRTV. I like this. Bottom left, top right. Nice up days. Volume, I can zoom in a little bit here. Zoom in a little bit more so I can see volume better. I move a little bit more than that. There we go, and I can see volume better. I like this. It's in the business services, Veritiv. This is a good-looking stock. I like this. Whoever gave this to me, this is a good-looking stock. Did a little bit of sideways move, but stayed for the most part above the 20-day exponential moving average and moving higher. Volume was pretty, it was okay. ASML, bottom left, top right, little bit of a channel, jumped out of the channel, challenging that former level of resistance of 650 as a current level of support, but still above the 20-day exponential moving average. I'd wait to see what this stock wants to do. Right now, it's testing. Oh, wow, 3D, look at that. So there's 2 stocks in the space that I know about, DDD and Nano Dimensions. But look at that bounce. And I knew that they were talking about, a couple of these were talking about 3D'ing microchips or 3D'ing chips for the semiconductor space. I didn't hear much more about it, but I knew they were talking about it. But 3D is running. Love that. RT now back above 1. The stock's in an uptrend. Volume's pretty steady. I like this stock. Like to see if it can break above that level of resistance, but I like that stock. 770% of Ford, 770%. 12.5 call the other day. Only spent $30 though. There you go. Thanks, Glenn and Joey. In the middle of moving, so gotta go. Have a good day, Mark. Thanks for being here, man. Thanks for being here. Let me get through these stocks. Snowflake recently went above the 20-day exponential moving average after bouncing off support. Big volume today. Let's go see. Is that an earnings play? Yep, that's earnings. That's earnings came out yesterday. Earnings came out yesterday. Nice move up. Nice move up. Snow and Palantir are two stocks in this space that I like. All right, Snow and Palantir are two stocks in this space that I like. Wow, Ford. That's because Glenn's talking about getting an electric Ford F-150. Yeah, look at that volume pop up. That's not an earnings play. Earnings was back here on 428, but look at that run up. I'm really liking that over the Tesla truck too. All right, next one, FPay. Man, coming off of the high, it did break the downtrend. It was coming off of a high. It broke through the downtrend, moved up above. Look at that. It not only broke above the trend line, make that a little darker. Not only did it break above the trend line, but it also went above the 20-day exponential moving average. That was a nice entry right there. Broke through the trend line, the down trend line, broke up and above. Stock's moving sideways, but if you're in it, leave it alone. If you're in it, leave it alone. RT tells me that the stock is still in an uptrend. Nice volume today. Nice pickup in volume today. All right, next one, UFPI. Looked great up into the high, which occurred on 510. Since then, fell. Now, as it fell, that was a little bit of inverted hammer. That was a good possible reversal that did come to fruition. Created a level of support sitting at 76.69. Notice that even though the stock's prices are below the 20-day exponential moving average, it is not broken through that level of support. Once that happens, the stock will definitely have more legs to the downside. Right now, it's just chilling out at that level of support. Would like to see it break above that level of the 20-day exponential moving average before I jump back aboard. The stock is still considered to be in an uptrend. Next stock, RFP. You done with RFP? I'm liking this. Bottom left, top right. Even though it sat into a channel for a little bit today broke above the channel. RT is racing higher on beautiful volume. I like that. I like that trade. That's a good looking trade. If I'm not in it though, let's wait until tomorrow to see if it's still got some more upside, or will it test this now level of support of 1670? All right, but nicely moving from the bottom left to the top right. What else is in here? Vista Outdoor. Why did I want to look at this? This is important. I just saw something that said parks. State parks are getting ready to brace for one of their biggest turnouts of people. Anything dealing with outdoor stuff is something you want to keep your eyes on. You heard it here. You heard it here. All right. I like this stock. I cannot lie. Or anything, I would look at things like Dick's Sporting Goods, VSTO, anything that's dealing with outdoorsy stuff and sporting goods stuff. Folks, keep your eyes on those, because everybody's itching to get out of the house because they weren't able to do it last year. These stocks may be gold gems. These stocks may be gold gems. Milwaukee canceled fireworks due to lack of staff. I'm thinking though, Mike, as people start coming off of unemployment, what are they going to have to do? They're going to have to take those jobs that are out there. And a lot of people are offering more money for you to take their jobs. But I think the factor that's keeping people from running out the door to go buy and to get into these jobs is unemployment benefits, but it's soon to run out. So, Mike, keep your head up, bro. I think that it's got, it's going to change. It's going to change. But I'm telling you, anything that's got to do with outdoor stuff, keep your eyes on it. Lowe's. As much as I love Lowe's, I'm not in love with Lowe's earnings. Since earnings came out, the stock's price is moving up. It hasn't been enough to move it back above the 20-day exponential moving average. Once that happens at about At about 198, I still got up to 215. Once it gets above that value of 198, which is the 20-day exponential moving average, I would be a good piece of trade to keep on to the high. That may not be a bad play. RT is starting to run. That may not be a bad play on lows. I like overall the bottom left, top right, but I'm setting you up right now as a possibility to take a good little $10 move on a stock. Kirkland, we all know that mining, gold, silver is on the move. All right, Kirkland is moving up right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 or 10 days, the stock's moving sideways. Clearly above the 20-day. Looks like it beat earnings, went up, but moving sideways right now. I definitely would look for the stock to break above that level of resistance first. Nano Dimensions, like 3D. All right, Nano Dimension, 3D was bouncing off a level of support and moving higher and got above the 20-day exponential moving average. Nano Dimensions are doing the same thing. All right, so and RT is getting better. I like the both of those. And last but not least, Walker and Dunlop. You would think that mortgage services should be rocking and rolling with all of these people buying new houses. This doesn't look like it's doing that just quite yet. Let's see if it can break above the 20-day exponential moving average first. All right, folks, that's it. You put me back on. Thank you, guys. This was our first live stream on the new live stream channel. Hopefully, for those of you who are brand new, you got some value out of this. Don't forget, please hit the like button. How many likes did we get? Almost 100. Hit the like button. I need 2 more for 100. Hit the like button. This is how YouTube sends videos out to be shared other places. Folks, I got my 101. Excellent. And don't forget, on all of the videos that we do, every one of our videos that you watch on our other channel, hit the like button. That's how it gets shared. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Thank you for getting us up over 100 likes today. We're at 109. I appreciate that. And don't forget to hit the like button on our other channels. Thank you. Rooney says, great show, great TV show. Is that what you say? Thank you, Glenn. Take care. Maria, thank you for that. All my Jockey Club people that are here, thank you for being here. Jockey Club, whoop, whoop. Yeah. Something like that. I don't know. I got a whole bag of grapes here. My wife made me eat. So now I'm eating grapes on TV. Folks, thank you for that, Gerald. Hoorah to you. Thank you guys for being here for our first real live stream on our new live stream channel. Remember, share the channel. Let other people know what we're doing over here. Just get into the channel. I'll talk to them. You got to get them here first. So until the next time, folks, these grapes are good. Adios, arrivederci, ciao, au revoir, sayonara, aloha to all my peeps in Hawaii. Salam, shalom, namaste, yasu. See you, folks.